Hi guys, Steph here. Now, I received an email from a lady who said that she, she came across one of her grandfather's fountain pens and she said, oh, it doesn't fill. And after a couple of emails, she decided it was actually a Sheaffer Snorkel fountain pen that she had found. But she said, yeah, the pen doesn't fill. Now, the reason it won't fill is that these Sheaffer Snorkels, if they've actually been stood around for many years, nice and simple, they need to be serviced. Okay. Now, so I thought, oh, it'd be a good time just to show you people how these pens actually fill. And recently, from my recent pen haul, you remember seeing this pen here. There you go. So it's a Sheaffer Snorkel. It was reserved by a viewer, subject to servicing. And here's the pen again. Okay, now it's not the original box, but it helps to protect the pen. But let's take the pen out for you. Okay, and here it is. What we've got is a lovely Sheaffer Snorkel. Now this one is a Statesman. Now the Sheaffer Snorkels came in numerous different models: the Centennial, Valiant, Admiral, Saratoga, Sovereign, Clipper, Crest, Triumph, Masterpiece, Signature, so on and so forth. But all in all, the Sheaffer Snorkel, if it's a snorkel pen, then the procedure is the same. As I said, if you've just found one and it's actually just been, you just found it and it doesn't work, then don't try to fill it, because if you get water inside, it'll actually rust up some of the parts inside. So the best thing to do is get the pen serviced. Now, when you actually service these pens, what you have to do is buy what we term as a service kit, which entails a new sack, as you can see there. Okay, so you need to order the new sacks, and then at the same time you need to you'll receive these O-rings and these little sort of rubber washers as well, which are one of them is a point washer and one of them is a plunger washer. Okay, so you need to get the service kit ordered and service the pen. Now, first of all, as I say, this is the Sheaffer Statesman Snorkel. From the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, 142 millimeters capped, diameter 11 millimeters in diameter. You can see this one has the white dot to the top, and if we show you the barrel imprint, okay, it says made in Australia, W.A. Sheaffer Pen Company. Okay, so I've actually shown you these pens before, but I just thought, as I say, because I got this email, I just thought in a moment we'll show you how to fill the pen. Okay, so let's unscrew the cap for you. Let's show you the pen. Numerous different angles for you. Okay. So this particular one, as you can see, it's got this little ribbed section, and it comes with what we term as the palladium silver nib. Okay, now this one simply says Sheaffer. Some of them actually say palladium silver or palladium on it, but there's a sideways view. And there's the feed underneath. As I said, this one has been fully disassembled, fully cleaned, fully serviced, and is ready to go. So as we said, you need to put a new sack in the pen. Let's just turn the plunger like so. Let's just briefly show you inside. There we go. So there you go. It's got a sack protector. The sack is actually inside that sack protector. You have this spring, and as I said, if you start filling it when it's not working, this spring will rust and you'll have a few problems. So that's basically what's inside. Let's screw that back on for you as far as it'll go. There we go. Let's turn. We'll show you the snorkel in a moment. So as I say, you need to replace the sack inside, because what happens, they deteriorate, sometimes they fail, sometimes they harden, and the pen will not work. Then we've got the point washer, which goes inside the section in this area here, and then we've got the plunger washer that sits inside the plunger knob inside there. Obviously you have to disassemble it, which again is a little bit, you know, if you've not done it, then send it to somebody who's capable, who can do it for you. The reason being, they did actually term this as the most mechanically complex pen sort of ever made. Whether it is or not, but once you know how to do it, it is it is quite simple, but you don't practice on it because you'll actually break it. So how does the Sheaffer Snorkel fill and work? Well, first of all, what you do is turn the plunger knob as we did before. There you go. Don't know if you could hear it. You'll hear a little clicking sound. You then pull out the snorkel plunger. You would dip the ink or the snorkel into the ink, and in one swift movement you press down, leave it for a few seconds, and that actually fills the pen with ink. In effect, what actually happens, once you press the plunger down, I think it creates like a vacuum or whatever, which sort of presses the sack inside. But when you press it down, at the very end here, there's actually some, there you go, you can see it, a little air hole there. And then to the end there, you'll see this little sort of ridge in the plunger tube itself. And what happens is, as you press it down, the pressure builds up inside, but once it gets down to the bottom, the pressure is released through that little air hole. And in most cases, you should be able to hear it. So I'll be quiet. Okay. You can hear a little sort of hissing sound. And that's the air being released. So once you would have filled the pen with ink, you would simply turn the knob at the end, and what happens, as you can see there, the snorkel goes back into the feed. Now let's just show you. I'm not going to fill the pen because, as I said, this one's been reserved. Okay, so it's ready to go to the new owner. But let's just see how the pen writes. So what we've got is, we've got a Sheaffer Snorkel Statesman, as it said, made in Australia, writing very nicely indeed. There's no flex on the nib. The nib on these pens are quite hard because they used them with the sort of the carbon paper in them days. But yeah, a very nice writer. Okay, so there you go. So it writes lovely, as it should do. So what we said, we're not going to fill the pen with ink because I'm going to leave that pleasure to the new owner. But what we'll do, I've done you this before, so let's just let me get some tissue for any mishaps. So once again, you would turn the plunger or the knob at the end. There you go, you hear that little clicking noise. You can see the snorkel is extended. Pull out the sort of plunger tube. Dip the snorkel into the ink, or in this case, the water. In fact, let's just give that a little bit of a swirl. But dip it into the ink and press down in one swift movement. Like so. Leave it for a few seconds. And then what I suggest is when you actually screw back in the snorkel, leave it over the ink, because sometimes you do get a little bit sort of coming out. But what we'll do, let's pull out the plunger again. There you go. You can see a little bit of ink or water comes out. So let's press down again. There you go, look at that. So once again, pull out the plunger, dip the snorkel in the ink, or in this case the water, push down in one swift movement. You can see lots of bubbling going on. Leave for a few seconds. If it was ink, you'd screw it back so the snorkel goes back in and you're ready to write. In this case, we're just showing you a demonstration purposes, so pull out the plunger. There you go. Again, you'll see a little bit coming out. Let's push down in one swift movement. There we go. Let's do it just one more time. Pull out the plunger, dip the snorkel in the ink, or in this case the water, push down. There we go. We can hear lots of bubbling going on. Leave for a few seconds. Okay, again, screw in the snorkel and away you go to write. But what we'll do is pull it out and push down again, one swift movement. Let's just do it one more time, or a couple of times, and then let's screw the snorkel back into place. Okay, so what I'll do that a couple more times before it's ready to go to the new owner. But basically, that's how you fill a snorkel fountain pen, and again that applies for most of the models. Incidentally, this particular model comes in numerous different colours. The black, grey, this is burgundy, peacock blue, buckskin tan, mandarin, mandarin orange, fiesta red and sage green. So there we have it. So this one is now ready to go. So I hope you like the pen, Gary, and it'll be whizzing over to you very soon. So there you have it. I hope the video was a little bit helpful for you, gives you a little bit more insight to the snorkel pen. But don't forget, down below, leave a comment. Don't be shy. Give the video a thumbs up if you will. Don't forget to subscribe. But for now, I'm just going to say Slava Ukraini from me, this lovely pen. Bye-bye for now.